viewers, you must be here to learn the history of the Soviet-Afghan War, where the Soviets sought to stabilize the Afghani Republic through a series of bloody regime changes, but they were hoping it would lead to a budding socialist revolution. Now that already started on their own, and for most of the 70s it was working alright. But it culminated in September of 1979 when the then Vice Prime Minister Hafizullah Amin killed the then President Narrated, of whom the Soviets were rather fond of. After that, the Soviets were a little concerned that Amin might be seeking Western alliances which would jeopardize Soviet border security. So, in 1979, Brezhnev decided it's probably better if there was a Soviet intervention to stabilize the budding socialist nation and bring a bit of peace to Soviet border space. The only problem is it didn't work out so well, but we're going to have to go to Afghanistan for that part and see just about how they went through it with the assassination of Amin and the installation of barbaric Karmal. I'll see you there.
Welcome to Afghanistan, comrades. As you can see, I've taken some precautions to disguise myself. I don't want to get shot. It's Christmas Day 1979. The Abu Darb River is behind us on the northern border of Afghanistan, and the foothills of the Hindu Kush mountain range are rising. Let's get down a little bit. It'll get a little hectic here pretty quick, and we'll discuss some more of why we're here. Alright, comrades, now that we've taken some cover, the Soviets have already come in. They have more things coming in all the time. The reasons why we are here. Well, one, Amin, the new guy, the new president, we don't really like him. We think he's a bit too Western orientated. You know, we already have 2,000 Soviet technicians here just to make sure that the country's on the right track. It is following in our great socialist revolution, but this new guy, I mean, he could work with the Americans. We think he might be even CIA or something like that. We just have to keep our bases covered because the Americans could move in, put short-range nuclear missiles down here, and then what could we do? Practically nothing. It'd get our borscht all irradiated, the turnip fields would be burned away. Nothing could really be done. So that's just why we need to get him out of here. I mean, Afghanistan can only produce 63% of its national expenditures and revenue. They're already taking our money, but you know, the Americans with their decadent capitalist ways, they can always offer more money. We need to strike while the iron's hot and get this situation under control, and that's why we're here, Christmas Day 79. We picked Christmas because we knew those American capitalist swines will be on the skeleton crew right now. They're opening the presents from Santa Claus and things. Well, we got them good, didn't we? Now, when the Soviets first came in, what they really wanted to do was just install a friendly government. They weren't really expecting much of an insurgency. But by March 10th, 1980, the invasion destroyed much infrastructure, the land became destabilized, the insurgency grew, and what we thought would be a nice, easy cup of coffee, well, it turned out to be something a little bit harder to swallow, if you know what I mean. And eventually the Soviets, well, they just wanted to get out of the game, and it's just hard to do. Especially, Okay, so by March 1985, the now Prime Minister of Russia, Gorbachev, said to the Politburo, we need to get out of Afghanistan, we need a plan, let's come up with something, yes? Well, about a year later, nothing happened. He said, Gorbachev said, we'll Afghanicize the conflict. They can take care of their own security, their own border, their own government. It's in their hands now, it's their country. We came in, we did what we could do, but now it's their turn. We'll leave with Soviet prestige intact. But we can't just keep, he called it an open wound, a bleeding wound. So, by March 1988, the withdrawal finally began, and it ended on 15 February 1989 with the last of more than 500,000 Soviet military personnel finally withdrew from the country, of which 14,000 were killed during the years of conflict. Another 50,000 soldiers were wounded or lost, and the Afghan citizens during those 9 years, 1 month, 18 days, maybe some hours, seconds, minutes stacked on there too, they lost 1.5 million civilians, and 5.5 million also had to flee their country during the Soviet intervention. Sometimes I wish we'd pulled out sooner. Здоровья, Afghanistan. Здоровья, Boris. You know, these army ration turnips, they're alright, but the turnips are always fresher at home, and I just can't wait to go home and have nice fresh turnip from capitalist field. Well, that's it on my end. Back to you.
You're back. Well, following the Soviet withdrawal from Afghanistan, the nation quickly deteriorated into a failing state, the Soviet Union collapsed, and the Afghanistan question still remains. What's in their future? Can past be prologue? We won't know. Until then, good day.
Come to think of it, I might have had this one since the beginning of the invasion.